Hello and welcome to Green Angle. I am Esther Mokwariola. Now imagine a world where the next generation isn't just learning about the environment, they're actually shaping it. Well, that world is already being built right here in Lagos. And today, we're taking a deep dive into an inspiring movement that's already transforming young minds and empowering them to lead the charge for a greener and sustainable future. This and more coming up after some news updates.
As Nigerians join others across the globe to celebrate the World Water Day, citizens have been urged to ensure proper management of water and its use to enhance agricultural development, food security and sufficiency. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo gave this advice while celebrating the day with the management and staff of the Ogun River Basin Development Authority.
Water management must be part and parcel of our food sufficiency, food security. If you have to only depend on rain-fed agriculture, you may not be able to make it. So the first thing to do as part of your food security, nutrition security, is management of water.
The managing director of the Ogun River Basin Development Authority, while speaking on the theme of the 2025 World Water Day, glacier preservation, says the federal government through the authority is committed to water preservation and proper management.
Our mission is to develop and manage water resources, to provide safe and adequate water for domestic, industrial, agricultural, and environmental purposes, including flood control, in enhancing quality of life and promote socio-economic development.
He emphasized the need for proper attention on protection of water and to be eco-friendly in order to assist the future generations. He later led his team on a roadshow and awareness campaign program across the major areas in Abeokuta before proceeding to the palace of the Alaki of Egbaland, where one of the 600 solar-powered boreholes constructed across the states under the control of the agency was commissioned.
They will drink freely and be happy.
Amen.
And those who drink in all the other boreholes already provided and to be provided will be happy to be from southwest, from the 4 states covered by Ogun River Basin Development Authority.
Policymakers, agricultural experts and stakeholders gathered for the Made in Tourism and Agriculture Conference themed Moving Nigeria from Scarcity to Food Security. Speakers at the event outlined strategies to boost crop production and ensure food availability nationwide.
Continue to enhance agricultural productivity through the adoption of improved seeds, fertilizers and irrigation system, as well as the promotion of climate-resilient agricultural practices. It is heartwarming to note that the development of agricultural value chains to create jobs, stimulate economic growth, and enhance food security has remained a pivotal agenda of government in the agricultural sector, including agro-centric MSMEs.
It is investment, bringing your investment. If it is policy, how can government policy improve and impact positively on the availability of tractors? Can we, by policy, increase the number of tractors available to farmers across Nigeria? Can we, by policy, reduce the cost of tractors currently?
Meanwhile, the Lagos State government reaffirmed its commitment to enhancing food production through various initiatives, while calling for reduced reliance on imported food.
Building the right kind of systems for all stakeholders within the value chain is actually what is most critical, rather than giving silo-led interventions, which is what is the norm. And Having a market-led transformation system is actually the fulcrum of all we are doing in the state government in Lagos State, and essentially it is harmonizing all the efforts of value chain actors.
So Nigeria itself is experiencing scarcity, and we know that the president is doing a whole lot in the agricultural value chain. So this is a time where we try to gather stakeholders and people from the agricultural value chain to discuss about the future of agriculture.
With rising concerns over food security, experts stress that technology-driven solutions and local investments are the way forward. Access to clean and portable water remains a major challenge across Nigeria and much of Africa. Many households struggle with inadequate supply, a crisis linked to years of declining public investment in water infrastructure. While privatization and commercialization are often promoted as solutions to inefficiencies in public water management, a recent report by a coalition of civil society organizations suggests otherwise.
An urgent need for a fundamental rethinking of our national water governance. Even so, evidence abounds that the privatization of water utilities has consistently failed, not just in Nigeria, but across the globe. It is on this premise that this report calls for an immediate cessation of the privatization of water services across Nigeria. It advocates for a fundamental reorientation that recognizes water as a fundamental human right, necessitating sustained public investment, transparent governance, and genuine democratic control.
The coalition insists that strong regulatory frameworks and public participation are crucial to ensuring equitable access and long-term sustainability of water services.
We ought to say that this is nonsense, because even in the most developed part of the world, some of these public utilities like electricity, like water, are never totally given over to private interest, because those utilities are not just important from the point of view of the human needs they meet. They are also utilities that have national security significance.
And this has been like a pattern with international financial institutions like the World Bank, implementing cost tariff procedures that cannot be realized. And in fact, there is no political will in many cases to realize that.
Meanwhile, the report underscores the urgency of re-evaluating the ideological push for privatization, arguing that prioritizing profit over public welfare could worsen the water crisis. Green Angle returns in just a moment. Stay with us. In the heart of Nigeria, a quiet revolution is unfolding. A movement dedicated to the future of our planet, to the restoration, conservation, and sustainability of our environment. Meet Temitokwe Okunu, the founder of a non-profit organization that is nurturing an eco-conscious generation ready to face the challenges of tomorrow.
I began to research, and I found out that there was nothing called environmental education in any school. And that was very concerning for me. So I decided that I was going to be teaching children climate change education. I was going to be teaching them about specifics, because education these days has gone beyond just teaching or theoretical. It is practical. And when you talk about climate change, you must be teaching it practically. You must add some level of hands-on learning. The children must be able to feel it, touch it, see it, and then do it. So we started with education, just teaching climate change, what is sustainability, what is, different things when it comes to sustainability. And then I had to scale it up a little bit, because they were like, what's this lady talking about? We want to hear biology, we want to hear physics, and what they are used to. So I decided going beyond, over and beyond, and started learning circular economic growing skills. And that was how Ecoshools started.
One of the key initiatives under Temitope's leadership is the Ecoshools NG program, a transformative 4 to 10-month school advocacy program aimed at installing climate action and environmental sustainability in young minds. The mission is simple but powerful. Help schools in Nigeria reduce waste, grow their own food sustainably, and foster attitudes and behaviors that will ripple through homes and communities, creating lasting change.
It was interesting. In 2016, we launched the first Ecoshools program. In 2018 at Teacher School in Magodo, where we have every government parastatal, in attendance, and so many other private sectors, and most importantly, our children. We were able to, build the first ever zero waste garden. So we call it an upcycled garden now because we're able to use 5 different kinds of waste materials in that garden, and it helped us teach sustainability practically. You were able to see how your food waste can be composted and used in the garden. They were able to see how bamboos can be constructed and used as your garden fence. They were able to see how tires can be converted into planters, paint buckets into planters. They saw PET bottles, turned into beautiful artistic planters as well, right in their garden. They could grow in their PET bottles as small planters just to start a seed. Different materials that people will categorically call waste was being used in that garden. So the garden was a learning lab. It was a learning laboratory to teach recycling, upcycling, composting, tree planting, and of course the eco garden. And that explains how you can practically solve the climate crisis on your own as a student. Those who are hardly hit, with the climate crisis are actually the grassroots, the low income. And it is important for me to visit those areas and understand their problems, the situations, and how the Ecoshools program can actually be a solution. We see a generation that would end climate change, poverty, and hunger. And that was the message we took to Badagry, Ikorodu, and Ekpe. Fortunately and unfortunately, it was COVID-19 era. So we had just gotten out of COVID-19.
Through Ecoshools NG, students don't just learn the science of sustainability. They experience the art and craft of it. From planting gardens to upcycling waste, from sorting trash to recycling, these students are learning leadership in the environmental sector.
So this is compost. We actually compost, produce fruits, peels, and we dig this down, then we let it for some while, then we dig it up. So this is how it is now, this compost. So this is carton made from papers. Yeah, it's made from, this place is used to hold it, so as not for it to fall. So this place is made from rolled paper. So now we have a stool. So this is a material, then there's a foam inside. We use wood to make this. Then now see, it's very, very beautiful. This is our plastic covers. So we put it together with epoxy gum and we use glue gun. So these are flowers. We can use this in our house, put it on top of the table, make it look beautiful. So now we can also put flowers here. These are made from rolled paper. So all these are from rolled paper. Then we sprayed it. So these are flowers. These are made from our farm. So we planted a lot of things, planted peppers, planted tomatoes. So this now we can use it to cook. This this is made from plastics like oil bottles and all that. So we cut it and this is carton here. We can put different flowers in it. So now this is our poultry cage. Any poultry animals can be here. This is tire, this is nets. So this is a very beautiful, we made it ourselves. We use nails and hoods. So you can put any poultry animal here. So this is a mat. This is made from materials and like nylons we throw all around. We fix materials in it using a knitting pin. So these are materials, different materials. You can use any type of material. See how beautiful it is. So you can just put it on like before you enter your room. It's just like a mat. You can wash it. So now we move to, this is a box. These are made from cartons, papers. So now this thing here for hooking is the barrel cover. So now see it. We use this on top of it, like this is like a material. So inside, see how beautiful it is. This inside is a hood, then a material. Then we use another material to make it look more attractive, more beautiful.
Can you imagine this? This is a purse. And the student use a bottle cap, the head of the bottle caps to design this. And they can as well use it to go out. Then in my school, the student call it face of an African woman, a beautiful African woman. So that is it. They draw a picture of it. This is a cake board that someone has used for birthday. We took the board, then we used the bottle caps to do this, and we designed this. There was a time we went, they had a birthday party. And the birthday party, they used a plastic spoon. We collected the plastic spoon, and we got a fabric, and we cut a carton, and make this. You can as well put this in your home for room decoration, and it's very beautiful. Then finally, we have an ottoman, a round square ottoman. This is a 16 inches round square ottoman. And then it's made up of fabric. We have 26 PET bottles inside here. Comfortably, you can sit at home, use it for your room decoration. Most times, I have it in my home. When I sit on a chair and I want to raise my leg after a long day work, I just raise my leg on it, and that's what I do. Thank you.
But the impact doesn't end in the classroom. Through partnerships with local stakeholders, FABE is working to expand recycling hubs in more school communities across the country, promoting the sorting of waste at the source and accelerating climate action.
People wanted to recycle. They have not really considered recycling before. Now they see it, it looks some sort of nice, and dandy, with the recycle being donated to us by the Food and Beverage Recycling Alliance. It was looking like a bottle, and people could easily recycle. It was closer to them. The recyclers would come and pick up the bottle, and then they get money. Like, really? Is it that simple to recycle? I said, yes, so. And then they saw the situations of having to turn their PET bottles into an ottoman, and you can see a 105 kg woman sitting on it, and there is no shaking. And then they saw that they could grow their food in their homes using very minimal or very cheap materials like your containers, your old containers, your PET bottles, your shoe packs, bags, cement bags, different things that looks like a container in your home that you're not using. So bring them all out and let us teach you how to grow food at home without toxic chemicals or fertilizers. We had another story of a child who told her mom, "Mommy, what I learned in school today is that you are really, part of the people that emits carbon into the atmosphere." And the woman was like, "Please, what are you telling me? What is this? Let me go and carry my ugu and let me go and say, Mommy, you have to stop this ugu, because as you are traveling to and fro, you're emitting carbon into the atmosphere, and then the ugu, they may be adding chemical into that ugu. Why don't we do our own?" She was like, "We don't have space. Our floor is concrete. So why don't you talk to the landlord where you used to work in the morning, and let her give us your backyard." She said, "That's a tall order. We can't say." "Mommy, try." So I will never forget that girl. So she convinced her mom. She spoke to the landlady, and the landlady gave them small space. Then in 3 months, when they were harvesting their things, the woman said, "Do you want more space?" And then she was able to even gather a lot. She doesn't travel that far anymore. So she has reduced on pollution. She also harvests ugu from that home without chemicals. She sells right there, even much more than where she goes in a local place where she sells. So, and recently, my team shared this story again of a boy who had no furniture in their home. And then having learned how to turn PET bottles into an ottoman, and then use his own skill to turn into a furniture, he provided his family a furniture. And that, for me, I see that the Ecoshools program is changing lives. It's changing the narrative. It's helping more children understand that sustainability is key. It might be some sort of Oyiboish at the beginning, but it is something that can be executed. Like I always say, sustainability has to be done personally and hands-on.
Ecoschools NG is more than a program. It's a movement. A movement that is not only changing the way students see the world, but also how they engage with it, creating a ripple effect that will resonate through their communities for years to come.
Kept on working together as a team, and I love that spirit.
And that's about it on this week's edition of the program. Until I come your way next time, remember, together we can build a sustainable world. I am Esther Mopariola. Bye for now.